They're here. Is someone here?
One long.
Let's go.
Hello Sova mains, are you ready for the ultimate Ascent recon guide? As you probably know, Ascent is by far the best map for Sova because most of the walls are made out of cardboard and can be wallbanged. So our little recon tool can help us a lot by revealing the enemy on the other side. So this guide is going to focus on all the darts I use in competitive play in Immortal rank. So starting with A defense. If you're on A short and want to reveal
right here,
B short or mid link here, you can get in the middle of this one like that. And then you're going to place your second charge bar basically right here on this little lump that sticks out into a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
And this one's just going to fly here. And you can practice this to land right on the corner like this so it reveals both sides. And you can wallbang as long as this one is gone. You can also help your team that plays on B, especially if they have a player that plays Odin or other heavy penetration weapons. You can just push yourself into this corner here and then find these two holes here, see those two? And place your charge bar like this. So make sure that the right charge bar diamond is in the middle of this hole and do a 2 bar charge.
Revealing area.
This one's gonna neatly land after about 6 seconds right here in this corner and can assist your team here, and they can wallbang if they have heavy penetration weapons, and also reveal a lot here in B main. If you want to reveal top mid to check for operator players, you can just get into this wall and walk out until you see this little black dot right here in the top, and then you're just gonna aim slightly under it like this into a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
And this also helps your teammates that play in middle to reveal possible operator players up here. If you hear them pushing A main, then you can get into this corner here and just place your left diamond right on the edge of this AC unit.
Revealing area.
Just tap it like that. And it's gonna reveal a lot here in A main. And this is also super nice because this is one of the best ultimate spots in the game because of how tight this area is. If I press my ult, you can see you're almost covering the entire A main here. My personal favorite arrow for A short into middle is an arrow that I made because they always smoke this area off. So I made an arrow that just lands up here so that as soon as you're smoked off, you can shoot this arrow really quickly and then go into the smoke and then pick off your enemies safely from inside the smoke. I've gotten loads of kills with this one. So what you do is you just get up to this wall here until you barely see a little gap here. And then you're taking your left charge bar and just put it right on the corner here, like this. And then just do a full charge double bounce.
Revealing area.
It hits right up here. This one is almost impossible to shoot before it gets a pulse off. If you're playing A site and want a simple reveal, you can just go into this corner here and place your left diamond right on the bottom of this tree like this and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
It's very nice, and also you can also just do straight up arrows where you just simply tap here to try to push for the orb, or also if you're playing operator from backsite here or heaven, you can just do a 2 bar right on the back of the gelato wall here. If the bomb is planted on A and you're one of the last to rotate, then you can get into this corner and help your teammates out by just putting your left diamond right in the middle of this roof like that and do a 2 bar.
Revealing area.
This one's just gonna land back of sight and reveal for your enemies like this. If it's planted on A and you want to check for possible wallbang opportunities on site, you can get into this corner and just look at this thing that sticks out there and try to jump and just practice on hitting it like that. This one I actually learned by Sinatraa. It's really good. It also sees here, you can wallbang through here even with medium penetration. And if you're suspecting that they're playing under hell, then you can just simply full charge a double bounce while aiming in the middle top of this crate here.
Revealing area.
Like this. And this also works as a shock dart because it hits right here. When defending middle, it's usually pretty straightforward because you can basically line of sight everything over the wall. But one pretty nifty one that I found is that if you line up this line here with this wall like this, you can just place your right charge bar like this right down in that corner, do a full charge 1 bounce.
Revealing
And
area.
this one should land on the curtain here and reveal a lot and also be hard to shoot. If you want to reveal more of top mid for possible wall bangs, you can get into this corner here, and then you see where this little thing creates like a T. You want to put your second charge bar line right into that one, creating a T like this. And a full charge 1
Revealing
bounce
area.
should land right on this lamp here. When playing B defense, we've all seen Sinatraa do that with the Odin. It's very powerful. What you do is you can simply just shoot a recon dart right up in
Revealing area.
this window frame here and stand just slightly to the right of this animal and wallbang with any heavy penetration weapon. The only thing you need to watch is that this box cannot be wallbanged. So that is why you want to stay quite far right, because if you look when you walk out, this is where you should be, to the right of this animal, because then you get a better angle if they have started to push in. Because as soon as you start hitting the box, you're not gonna actually damage anyone. You can also hit the same one that you can hit from A short by standing here in this corner and then putting your charge bar line all the way up to where the yellow part ends of this lamp, like this, and then aim just to the left of the last metal bar and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
Just lands here. Also works as a wallbang arrow, but also reveals a lot here in B main. If it's planted on B and you're one of the last one to rotate, you can just stand in this opening. Just make sure you're past this line and stand somewhere to the right in this opening. Just aim approximately for this tip here and do a 1 bar.
Revealing
that.
area.
This one will just fly down on backsite and help your team to wallbang. If you've already pushed further up, then I would suggest doing this one where you just aim for the tree,
Revealing
especially
area.
if they're playing site. This one reveals almost entire site and is so good for wallbang, and it almost guarantees a pulse before they're able to shoot it. If they haven't gotten to site yet, you can do one that Sinatraa showed me as well, where you just get into this corner here and you just want to create a line down from this one here and just aim right there. Do a full charge 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
And this one hits right here and reveals most of upper sight. And is also really useful because you can still line it up even if you're smoked off, because they usually smoke here. When attacking A, you have several options, and I think the smartest thing to do here is to try to see what your enemy teammates normally play, so you can alternate between your arrows to make sure that you still reveal them, because they don't know where to go because they're not expecting the correct arrow. So the god arrow for A is to get into this barrel next to it here, and then you're just gonna aim for this bottom right corner here like this and do a 2 bar.
Revealing area.
And this one's gonna hit right here on the tip. It even reveals some of heaven here, so you can spot operator players and it still sees almost the entire site. It's really good. If you want 2 more simple arrows, you have one where you just get into this corner and just put your right charge bar line in the middle of this flower pot like this and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
Lands there. And if you want to reveal the right side of sight, you get into this corner here and you just create a line from this antenna until where this edge goes down like this and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
There you go. If you have already planted the bomb and you're playing Hell, you have 2 options. You can do the same wallbang arrow up to heaven. It's reversible like the one we did from the retake arrow.
Revealing area.
If you're playing the other corner, you can also use this spot here and do the same thing. Full charge, double
Revealing
bounce.
area.
Lands right on top of here. And you can wallbang through. Taking mid control on Ascent is super important, which is why you always need to communicate with your team if you're gonna arrow somewhere around here. This is usually where I always arrow in the start of a round. So, for instance, one of my very common arrows is just aim for the top right corner of this AC unit.
Revealing area.
It's gonna land in this window here, and you can wallbang everything behind this site here. It even sees some of pizza and still sees people who push catwalk. The only thing you have to make sure of is that you tell your teammates to smoke a bit further back, like up here, because if they smoke here and they stand here, it can actually block the vision of the arrow. And they can even just run inside the smoke to hide as well. So this gives you a lot of extra space. But then again, this is a really common spot to stand for an operator player. So you have to just make sure that you're communicating with your team, and you have to know if your enemy team is playing with an operator or not. Another arrow that is really good for the same strategy, but it sees a bit more of the typical operator spots up here, is to get into this corner here and just aim right above this line. And this is where you need to just practice with your own crosshair, but follow this line up here and do a full charge, 1 bounce.
Revealing area.
And this one lands neatly on the tip here, and it sees all the way in there and still sees everything on catwalk. If the enemy team is playing very defensively, you can do an arrow that lands further back and reveals entire pizza and market. You just want to aim right under this shadow here like this and do a full charge.
Revealing area.
It lands here and reveals inside as well. When attacking B, it's important to know if the enemy team is using the classic wallbang strat with Sova with Odin or not, because then you definitely need to play around it. But if they don't, then one of the arrows you can use is to just get in the middle of this one like this, and then you want to put your left mouse click icon right next to this window frame, so right here, and do a 1 bar.
Revealing area.
And this one sees a lot of backsite and even CT spawn. This was really good. However, if they play with a Sova up close, you need to have some sort of anti-wallbang arrow. So you have 2 options. You can either just aim for this tree here. The only problem with this one is that it's harder for you to get in position, but a teammate can play with you, so you can do this arrow for them.
Revealing area.
Or, if you need more time, you can get into the same corner, but look for this very small opening here and do a full charge, 1 bounce.
Revealing
like
area.
This. And this one sees more of this side too, if they wallbang from this side. For just general pushing into B in terms of eco rounds, or like just a general easy arrow, is just to aim for the tip of the giraffe's nose like this.
Area.
This one scans pretty much everything here, and if they play close here, they really need to turn and aim upwards to shoot it. Okay, that was it for this Recon Dart guide. I will try to get Split and Bind done by next week. And also from 1st of October there's going to be a lot more content, because I'm finally getting a video editor to help me out with publishing more content for you guys. And as always, if you love my content, feel free to subscribe, because it does help out a lot. Thank you so much, and I'll see you around on Twitch.